think I'm ready. So should do that. My catwalk's still on. Damn, it is. And as the title says, because it's really late and I don't actually plan on being on that long, but I do actually want to take the time to read these books I've got. At least one of them. I love Skyrim lore, but I don't know if I've read most of the books in the actual Let's Playing and stuff, so I wasn't sure if I'd read out loud or not, but I still haven't quite decided whether I want to read out loud or not. So I'm just trying to get my... Forgot I should probably get my YouTube chat up. I wonder. That's what I was forgetting to do. I have got to get a second monitor. It is not easy looking at chat to see if anyone ever messages and you don't have two monitors. Interesting. It doesn't have that. I'm sure it does. I just need to actually install it and stuff and look into it. But I want to read this. Should I be reading this out loud? Oh, actually. What is with my audio? Does this help? Okay, any more? It doesn't really seem to help. I don't want to do it too much. I mean, it does help. This mic sucks. What about now? Let me see. If I just go back to default, it's just gonna be the same thing. What is with this mic?
Hello there. I'm looking for some music if that is right.
There's no problem with me whatsoever. Can't spell. Can't spell. Oh my god. Is it L-O-U-D? Yeah, there it is. I hope your journey was very lovely on the way here. So maybe this won't. Maybe that does help the audio just slightly. Well, this is really cool. Can you hear the game audio? Huh. There's so much background audio with my mic. You know what? I can fix that.
How did that sound? Was that very loud? I'm trying to make it loud.
No, that was honestly very pleasant. Okay. I think that's what was doing it. It was simply my fan. No, for future reference. Let me turn the in-game audio down just a tad. maybe also my mic. Had that sucker set to max because I couldn't seem to figure it out. Yeah, sounds pretty alright to me. And there's background music. Right, let's continue where we left off. Entire fortnight as if the land of Tamriel itself was weeping. The Emperor's grandson, Pelagius. I know how to say that. It's not Pelagius. Anywho. Came to the throne. Though his reign was short, he was as strong and resolute as his father had been, and Tamriel could have enjoyed a continuation of the Golden Age. Alas, an unknown enemy of the Septim family hired that accused organization of cutthroat. It's not accused.
Indeed.
I thank you for the background music.
How is my volume? Is it all right?
Yes, I would say it was pretty alright.
It's not too loud, like people could talk over it and hear each other?
It might be a bit tad loud.
Alright, I'm gonna try and turn it down on this next one. Just let me know if it actually does get quieter.
Alright, no problem. Accurest. Oh my god, my brain. Accurest organization of cutthroats. It was still kind of loud. I don't know if I could hear quite of a difference.
How about now?
Okay. Now that's quite a bit quieter. I'd say maybe somewhere in between the two. Yeah. I think that's about right. Where were we? Cutthroats, the Dark Brotherhood. To kill the Emperor's Pelagius. I, as Pelagius won. That's not I. As he knelt at prayer, as he knelt at prayer at the temple of the One in the imperial city, Pelagius' first reign lasted then 3 years. Lasted less than 3 years. Oh, maybe I'm too tired. Yeah, it's whatever. I want to read this. Pelagius had no living children, so the crown imperial passed to his first cousin, the daughter of Tiber's brother, Agenorth. Kintra, former queen of Silnar, assumed the throne as Kintra the First. Her reign was blessed with prosperity and good harvest, and she herself was an avid patron of arts, music, and dance. Kintra's son was crowned after her death, the first emperor of Tamriel to use the emperor's name, Uriel. Uriel first was the great lawmaker, the Septon dynasty, and a promoter of independent organization and guilds. Under his kind but firm hand, the Fighters Guild and Mages Guild increased its prominence throughout Tamriel. His son and successor, Uriel II, reigned for 18 years, from the death of Uriel I in the Third Era 64 to Pelagius II's ascension in Era 382. Tragically, the rule of Uriel II was cursed with blight, plagues, and insurrection. The tenderness to be inherited from his father did not serve Tamriel well, and little justice was done. Pelagius II inherited not only the throne from his father, debt from the latter's poor financial judicial management. Pelagius dismissed all of the elder council and allowed only those willing to pay great sums to resume their seats. Damn. He encouraged similar acts among his vassals, the kings of Tamriel, and by the end of his 17-year reign, Tamriel had returned to prosperity. His cities, however, his critics, however, have suggested that any advisors Sorry, my got a notification. Any advisor possessed of wisdom. Hold on. Any advisor possessed of wisdom but not of gold had been. Okay, I don't know how I read that sentence, but it made no sense to me for some reason. I might have to reread this tomorrow. Wisdom had no gold. As stated by similarly as stated. Wisdom but had no gold had been similarly as stated. Okay, anyhow. This may have led to some sort of troubles. His son Antiochus faced when he in turn became emperor. I thank you again. It was very lovely listening to you.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. I like to travel around and play some music. It's always a good time.
Well, it was very pleasant.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Hope you have a great night.
Safe travels. Antiochus. Oh, we lost our background music. Oh well. Antiochus was certainly one of the more flamboyant members of the usual aristocracy. It's not aristocracy. Aristocates. Septon family. He had numerous mistresses and nearly as many wives. And was renowned for the grandeur of his dress and his high good humor. Unfortunately, his reign was rife with civil war, surpassing even that of his grandfather, Uriel II. The War of the Island. Sorry, I just realized I don't have that up anymore. Really should. Okay. the War of the Island in the Third Era, 110, 12 years after Anti oh, Antio Antiochus, and I do not know how to say his name, assumed the throne, nearly took the province of Somerset Isle away from Tamriel. The United Alliances of the kings of Somerset and Aki, I'm just gonna call him Anti, only managed to defeat King I know that name, Orgom of the island kingdom of one of the I think it's one of the demonic planes, the Daedric planes. I mean, due to a freak storm. I've got to reread that. Okay, yeah. Legend credits the Sigic Order of the Isle of Artrium with the sorcerer behind the temple. Tempest. The story of Kintria II. I'm blanking on that. Harris to her father. Harris. God, that I blinked on that. Harris to her father, Anti's throne. It is certainly one of the saddest tales in the Imperial history. Her first cousin Uriel, son of the Queen Potena, Solitude, accused Kintria of being a bastard, alluding to the infamous desecration of the imperial city during her father's reign. When this accusation failed to stop her coronation, Uriel brought the supporters of several disgruntled kings of the High Rock, Skyrim, and Morrowind with Queen Potiena's assistance, he coordinated 3 attacks in the Septim Empire. The first attack occurred in the Illica Bay region, which separates High Rock and Hammerfell. Ooh, Skyrim 6 or Skyrim 6, Elder Scrolls 6. It'd be neat if Skyrim Elder Scrolls Elder Scrolls 6 took place in this time in the Third Era, during this time. It'd be neat. For 2 years, Kintria's entourage was massacred. Was massacred and the Empress taken captive. For 2 years, Kintria II languished in the imperial prisons, believed to be somewhat in Glen Point or Glenmorrow, before she was slain in her cell under mysterious circumstances. The second attack was on the series of imperial garrisons along the coastal Morrowind Isles, whatever. The Empress's consort, Noxton, Arenex, fell, defeating the forts. The third and final attack was a siege of the imperial city itself, occurring after the Elder Council had split up the army to attack western High Rock and eastern Morrowind. When weakened And the weakened government had little defense against Ural's determined aggression and encapsulated. I don't actually know what that word. I'm not sure what that is. After only a fortnight of resistance, Ural took the throne that same evening and proclaimed himself Ural III, Emperor of Tamriel. The year was 3E Third Era 121. Thus began the War of Red Diamond, described in Volume 2 of the series. Okay. Interesting. I kind of want to read the Talos mistakes. Citizens of the Empire, all of our course familiar with the deeds. All are, of course, familiar with the deeds of Emperor to intercept him. God, so this font sometimes really gets me. But it is the Emperor's ascent to godhood as Talos that is the subject of this work. Real Tiber Septon's death there had been but 8 divines. Akatosh, Debella, Akay. No. It's not Akay, it's blanking on how to say that divine's name. Arca. Zinnereth, Stendar, Mara, and Kennereth, and Julianos. These gods were and are worshipped throughout the Empire, and while some may have different names in the varying province, for example, Akatosh is known as Ariel in the Altmer, and Arkay is sometimes known as Arkay. All are recognized and revered by all races and cultures of Tamriel. But when Tiber Septon passed to Aetheris, that's not how you say that. Aetheris. There came to be a 9th divine, Talos, also called Ysmir, the dragon of the north. The man who was so loved in life became worshipped in death. Indeed, it can be argued that Talos, the 9th divine, became even more important than the 8 that had preceded him. At least to humans, for he was a god who was once just a man, and through great deeds actually managed to ascend to godhood. And if one human could achieve such a feat, couldn't it be done again? Couldn't all humans aspire to achieve divinity? So we thought, we humans. And so we continued to worship Talos, and revered him as the ultimate hero god. But that was then. This is now. And now we know the truth. We were wrong. So my character would be reading this, not in the sense of agreeing because she worships Talos, but in the sense to get the idea of what the other side thinks, because she doesn't wish to fight. She does not like the Altmeri Dominion and how they are taking her, I guess in her way, her right to worship who she wants and who she likes. And, you know, she wants that not to happen, and she would like for, people to not be killed because of it. But she also wishes to not kill others for it either. She wishes to have a diplomatic solution to it. where people can just worship who they like and don't have to worry about being kidnapped in the night, because they do. As citizens of the Empire, we all experienced the horrors of the Great War, and it was not until the signing of the White Gold Concordant, the treaty between the Empire and the Ultimary Dominion, that we once again knew peace. One of the most important stipulations of that treaty, as every imperial citizen is well aware, is that Talos can no longer be worshipped as a god. This etiquette shook the very foundations of the Empire. There were those who rebelled against the law, indeed, some still do, including me. But the citizens of the Empire must know this. The Emperor did not agree to outlaw the worship of Talos because it was demanded by the Thalmor, the ruling body of the Ultimary Dominion. The Empire agreed to the outlaw of the worship of Talos because it was the right thing to do. Today, the Emperor and indeed the Empire itself recognizes that allowing the worship of Talos was a mistake, for by doing so, by allowing the worship of Talos as the divine, the Empire actually did its people a great disservice. For this only succeeded in weakening the memory of the main Tiber Septon in his many extraordinary, though mortal deeds, and pushing people away from the ancient divines, the true gods, who do deserve our love and reverence. And so the Empire admits it was wrong. The Talos mistake will not be repeated. May we find centuries of peace and prosperity with our new Thalmor friends. God, and a Thalmor wrote this, and continue to share a spirituality that binds together all the cultures and races of Tamriel. Okay. A Thalmor wrote that. I'd like to read the Windhelm letters, please. Okay. The following transcribed letters were recovered. There was straw box found after the fire consumed a house in Solitude in the earlier part of the Third Era. Nobody by the address name lived at the house, and it is unknown how long the family had owned the strongbox. The letters are believed to have been written during the reign of Jarl Elgar the Unminded, who ruled Windhelm in the Second Era, and about whom a few records are extant. My dearest Theranos, I hope this letter reaches you and finds you well. It is getting more difficult to find paper within the city, but I still save scraps sent by the city's tax agents. I hope you don't mind a household reckoning on the reserve of this. Windhelm remains as cold as ever, but nothing compares to the heat of her king. Smoke and revelry rise from the palace daily. While we have little wood and coal to keep the chill off, I fear for the little ones. But they're so brave, having never known any kind of life. We all speak of you daily, and hope that many come to see you soon. that we may come to see you soon. Yours, Rayla. Do you have Theolonius. Your last message arrived safely, but the promised gold mentioned within it did not. When I mentioned this to the courier, she shrugged and turned to the door with no other word. While hearing from you brings joy to us all, I would caution you not to trust that particular woman again. The minds of the city grow numb with the cold and silence. We starve, and the unminded one makes no appearance. No speech, nothing to succor his people. The fuck? His wizard has been seen walking the streets of the city at odd hours, visiting homes. I saw him paint some horrid symbols on the door, and it dripped like blood before it vanished like sand. I am currently reading the Windhelm letters. They are letters that were saved from a house fire in the early Third Era.
Ah, interesting. What do the letters say?
Currently they are a back and forth. Well, it's a one-sided conversation between, I believe, two lovers. One who lived in Windhelm at the time with the unminded king, the one who was not taking very good care of Windhelm and its people, and how they were suffering in Windhelm.
I'm not familiar with this time, but I'm glad to see that Windhelm is in a better state than it was then.
I too.
I'm Ronan Gale, by the way, and
Nor
would you need
Braveheart.
any food or drink, perhaps?
Are you the innkeeper?
No, but I do have some.
I wouldn't mind some ale. You got some handy.
I'm currently doing a special right now as well. I'm selling some meals with potato soup and ale for 8 gold apiece. It's a pretty good deal.
Ah.
And if you buy 10, you get 1 free.
Let me see how much I have here. 8 gold apiece, 10 for 80? You know what? I think I'll take you up on that deal.
Very well, I actually have some on me right now.
Give you a 2 septon tip.
Ah, well, thank you very much.
Well, of
I think you'll
course.
find the potato soup is quite nice.
Well, I thank you very much for it, kind sir.
Of course, of course. If you need any more, you can, oh, well, I guess he left the Nord man in here. His name is Honey Hawker. He's actually the man who prepared those. We're, business partners.
Ah, well, tell him thank you as well.
Of course, of course.
Actually, I'll go ahead and do it.
Well, I'll let you, continue your reading. I must, see to some other business matters, but, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, it has. Thank you again, and I wish you fair travels.
Of course, of course. Hope to see you again. If you ever need any more food or
Are
drink,
you?
like I said. Finest food and drink in all the lands. Take care.
Alright, get back to the book. Got me some ale. Was that worth the 80 gold? Well, but in my character's actual IP, she would have said yes, no matter what. because that's the kind of person she is. She got scammed so many times when she was trying to work her father's shop because she was just like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a great deal. I'll take it. Yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah, this just, less kind, less so enthusiastic, I guess, but yeah, that's, let's see, where was I? It dripped like blood before vanishing like sand in the wind. Interesting. The next dawn, nobody who lived there still drew breath. I am a friend to one of the scullery maids who was sent to clean out the house. She describes the most horrible things to me and the children, but I will spare you the details. The worst of it is that was a house that supported the king. The worst of it, that was a house that supported the king. Oh, okay. If that's what happens to his friends, what will be the fate of the rest of us? But don't let this shift your mind from what's important, from its importance. Don't let this shift your mind from its important tasks. We all know your work to free us, and pray for your success and swift return. Love, Kaylee. This next letter was scribbled onto a piece of cloth with what appears to be charcoal. Press. I hope you didn't actually. Efforts are important, but our suffering must remain. Retaliation can be swift and terrible. If you no longer care for me, at least think of your children. Love, always, Kay. I hope you didn't actually kill yourself. Your efforts are important, but our suffering remains. I hope you didn't actually die in your efforts. Interesting, okay. Dear whatever. Thus. Weeks go by and we have no word from Solitude. I tell the children that you're simply very busy, but it's getting harder to make excuses for you. If you could no longer send money, and I understand smuggling anything of value into the cities have become a fool's errand, at least send word that you still live and work for the freedom of Windhelm. As regards your issue that I mentioned previously, worry not. With food shortages being what they are, I have removed it from my concern. Always yours, Kayla. Kaylia. Dear Thessaliosia. It was good to hear from you at last. Please forgive the ranting of a starving mind. We have at last depleted the basement storage of food, even with the strictest rations. I see the little ones' faces growing thin, and my heart weeps for them. They are in some ways brave. I think they're looking after me. Marius, more so than I them. Please come home. I strongly desire to look upon your face. R. Papa, Mama said to write. Papa, Mama, Ma said to write you. So we love and miss you. Ma is tired a lot, but he has lots of visitors. So we are being good and helping. Love, Stelias and Sappho. Theologia. I don't have much time. The city has finally broken. The gates of the palace will not keep us out. Storming begins soon. I have gathered those who still have spirit to live, and we are taking our own fortunes to hand. I hope to see you on the other side of this. Pray for us as we once prayed for you. Riley. Yeah. I read at least 3 books. We got 1, 2, 3 more to read. I could read tomorrow. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I know it was a very short stream. In hints of, I mean, it was still an hour long, but it was relatively short. But my main thing with this was I was just gonna do some reading anyways, so that was my only main goal there, was to get some reading done, to be frank. And I was able to at least read 2 books, so that was nice. Or 3 books. 2 books. Well, I thank you to any who have joined me for this very small, pretty short session. I really just wanted to read some books, but I feel like I should stream when I'm playing, for, you know, anything could have happened. Such as, you know, I got that deal. I don't know if it was actually a deal, but that deal for the soups and mead, so that was nice at least. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the very short stream. And I will be streaming tomorrow at some point. I know I will be playing this at some point tomorrow, so I will be streaming. And I hope whoever's joined me tonight will join me again tomorrow. I thank you again all for watching. Have a good night.